press it and push it down, press it and push it down. That actually closed pretty easily considering this bag is smaller. We did it. Whew. Hey guys, it's Lauren from It's the Kellys, your go-to channel for all things travel and packing. I travel often and pack well and want to help you do the same. So recently I reviewed the July carry-on trunk and you guys loved it. A lot of you can't help but wonder, how does it compare to the Monos hybrid carry-on that is also a trunk style? And you guys want to know which one I like better. And that's a very good question because I don't even know yet. There's so many little subtle differences. And when you put it all together, pros and cons style, it's really hard to decide. Now, I already own both, so I don't actually need to make the decision for myself. But if you are stuck between the two and aren't sure which one you want to purchase, then hopefully this video will have the answer. At the end, I am going to pack them both and overpack them both so that you can really see what each bag holds. I'm going to present you guys with all the facts because the choice is ultimately up to you. Now, disclaimer, both of these pieces of luggage were sent to me by the company. But before you say something about me choosing one bag over the other because of something like commission, I assure you, I do not make a commission with either of these companies. So whether you buy Monos, whether you buy July, I'm just happy that you're buying a nice quality bag that I have reviewed with a lifetime warranty and that you're gonna travel with it. So let me introduce the trunks. This is the Monos hybrid carry-on in the color champagne. It does come in two other colors. One is obsidian and one is silver. And all three colors have a really nice metallic finish. It also comes in more sizes, an additional carry-on size, and then there are 3 different check bags. This is the July carry-on trunk in matte brown, which was actually a limited edition color and is no longer available. There are currently 3 new limited edition shades, all in the same matte version. And then there are 4 different core colors that come in a glossy finish and 1 core color of matte black. They do have 3 other versions of this, the carry-on trunk Pro, and then they have 2 checked sizes. Why are we comparing these? Well, they're both from premium luggage companies, 2 of my favorites, and they're both kind of the top tier of their designs. They are zipperless luggage that have latch locks to open them, and they're both a hybrid model, meaning they do have an aluminum frame and some aluminum features, but the outside shell is still a great, lightweight, durable polycarbonate. Because we all know full aluminum luggage dents and scratches like crazy. First things first, let's get price out of the way. On the Monos, this carry-on size does retail for $325. Now, Monos does go on sale every once in a while, and I have a discount code, so that can always help out a little bit. July has 2 different prices for this size, depending on if you want the glossy finish for $445 or this matte finish, which means it's limited edition, for $495. July very rarely goes on sale unless it is a Black Friday deal and you are getting a big luggage set. So already you can tell that that is quite the price difference. Now let's go ahead and talk about size. First of all, these are great internationally sized bags. When you measure all of the different sides, they are both 45 linear inches. That is the size that most international airlines allow. So according to the dimensions online, the Monos is supposedly a ½ inch taller. And I don't know if you can see that, but the July actually looks a little bit taller. Yeah, honestly, I'd say the Monos is about 21.5 and the July actually seems to be 22, but they're really not that different. When it comes to width, the Monos is only 14 inches and the July is 14.75. And the July is in fact a lot wider. And as for the depth, July is supposedly a ¼ inch smaller. I don't know guys, the Monos definitely seems smaller all around. However, let's go ahead and talk about the weight. Now, of course, let me get my luggage scale out and we will weigh both of them. The Monos is weighing in at 8.64 pounds and the July is coming in at 9.9. Now, also, the Monos only holds 36 liters, whereas the July can hold 42. So not only is the July bigger and heavier, but it holds more. Is that a deal breaker? Does that mean that I can pack more in the July? We'll find out at the end of the video. Let's take a tour of the outside of the bag. So let's start by looking at the outer shell of the Monos. Now, I can say that this bag has been used quite a bit. I have traveled a lot with it. It has actually been checked before, and it is still in incredible condition. We all know that the July matte polycarbonate shells are insanely durable. I have tested them. They have been incredible. My other style July bag has been checked, it has been tossed around, it has been traveled with, and it's in beautiful condition on the outer shell. This is quite literally unbreakable. Now, July just has one horizontal stripe all the way around, and then it does have its logo on this side and on this side. As for the Monos, this bag does have kind of the 6 signature stripes on the bottom half, and it does have this circle Monos logo right here. It does have these aluminum bumpers on all 4 corners. Now, this bag does have the rivets, those little dots. Now, both of these bags do have protective feet. They both have the side handles right here. They are both very flexible, but same thing on the top. I really just think that the Monos handle is just a little bit more flexible. They honestly look the same. Now, as for the telescopic handles here, the Monos has 4 different heights. July has 20. The July handle does have the button on top, whereas on the Monos is underneath, which is a little bit more ergonomic when you're holding it. Now, one thing that I haven't really talked about in reviews before, but have had to do for people, is measure the handle width. When you put a personal item on it with the trolley sleeve, the personal item is a little bit tight, it might not fit. And what I found is that the July handle is a little bit wider. The Monos handle is about 6.5. Now, with the July handle, you can actually see it actually comes out just a little bit more. And this one at the top is 7. Now, some of you guys are going to ask, with my previous July bag, I did have a problem with the handle and I had to use my warranty. But that's why I get a bag with a warranty, and I have nothing but incredible things to say about July's warranty, because they actually sent me a brand new bag, no problem. So somebody had asked, am I worried about this handle? I'm really not. The July bag does have an ejectable battery, which you may be thinking is really cool. It does not sell the bag for me for the following reasons. Now, the battery that comes in here is not as strong as a lot of the other batteries out there. It's also not allowed in the cargo of the aircraft, meaning underneath the plane. So if this bag has to be checked for whatever reason, you're gonna have to take this baby out. But I have flown with bags with portable chargers before, and they did make me take it out of the bag, but I was allowed to have it in my personal item. Most of the time you're gonna have to take it out. It also adds a little bit of weight to the bag and takes up some packing space. And when I show you the inside, you'll see what I mean. The wheels. They are both 360-degree spinner wheels, and they are both very silent and very sturdy and very easy to roll. But let's go ahead and look at that wheel setup. Now, you guys, the Monos wheels are actually just a little bit smaller. They are set up differently on the bottom because there's a whole 1.25 inches from the bottom of the suitcase to the ground. But on the July bag, there's only about 3/4 of an inch. These wheels are going to take up a little bit more packing space from the inside of the bag than the Monos bag. So now let's go ahead and talk about the actual latches. So the latches are probably a very important part of your decision. Both bags have 2 latches, and each latch has its own TSA lock. The Monos latches are oval, and there is a little button right here that you press, and it pops open like that. Then when you want to close it, you actually kind of have to press in the top and slide it down. Now, the July latches are a rectangle, and there is a little button here on top as well. That part just opens up really easily. And when you want to close it, you just make sure it's closed tightly and you just press it in. Now, the latches are not aluminum or metal on either of the bags. They are just plastic. I'm okay with that because if those were aluminum, or bags would be even heavier. Now let's go ahead and talk about the aluminum frames. Now on the Monos, the aluminum frame does color match. It'll be silver on the silver and it'll be black on the obsidian. You can really see how the actual aluminum frame really opens and shuts on itself, making it seal shut. The July bag does have more of that aluminum color, but then because this is that limited edition, it has that bright colored stripe. If you get one of the glossy ones, let's say you get the dark green, the aluminum frame is going to be dark green. Now, when I open up this bag, it's the exact same thing. So now let's open them up and show you the interior. On this side here is the compression side, and you have two vertical, pretty heavy duty buckles. Now the buckles here, you just press it in and it opens like that. This is going to be your compression pad here. It does have a mesh covering with two zippers, and the straps do have leather details, but they are vegan leather, not real leather. Now on this side, you do have this little pocket right here. It is a very long pocket. One side of the bag is always going to have where that handle is, but then also you're going to have the space where the wheels take up. And like I said, in this one, it's not going to be as much as the July bag. It does zip all the way around, leaving you with all of this packing space. And then you do have this big mesh zippered pocket, but the July bag has more of a Y strap. And the buckle on here is just kind of the typical buckle where you do have to press in. This is the compression pad mesh covering, but one zipper. Now again, here you're going to have the spot that the handles take up, but if you notice right here, this is where the battery is. On this buckle, it does have leather features and it is real leather. There is a covering on the side. It has the mesh pocket right here with a zipper, but instead of this whole side being enclosed with a zipper, it actually has these little clips on each corner, and that leaves you with all of your packing space here. This is that pocket that has the laundry bag, and it is a little bit smaller than the pocket on the Monos. And then like I mentioned before, where the wheels are, this takes up a little bit more space in this bag than with the Monos. Now, as for the actual length, you do have 20 inches of packing space. However, the wheels will take up about 2 inches. You do have 14 inches of packing space, and the depth is 4.5. On the compression side, it's the exact same thing. This is 4.5. The battery is between the two parts of the handle. So you have a 10.5 by 7 by 1 inch tall area of this bag that is being taken away. Opening up the Monos here, you do have, well, maybe more like 19 3/4. And the spot where that wheel is only really takes up about 1.25 inches as opposed to the 2 on the July. As for the width, you have about 13 inches. Depth is about 4.5. Now, of course, the side of the bag does have the zippered part, so it has this little lip, but it is fairly flexible to be able to pack around. As for this side, there's nothing in between here, meaning you can actually utilize that packing space if you need to. And the depth on this side is, again, about 4.5. So now I think it's time to pack. What I did was packed the July trunk first. I have filled it comfortably full, but this one is the bigger of the two. I will show you everything that I packed, and then we're going to transfer everything into the Monos hybrid, which is the smaller bag, to see if it all fits. And before I transfer it over, I'm actually going to then overpack it and see how well it closes with the latches. One medium-sized packing cube with a capsule wardrobe in it, another small packing cube, this that holds 2 pairs of sunglasses, this belt, and then here on the bottom, I have utilized those empty spaces by putting one scarf here, and my travel towel here. See? Now, as for this side, here I have an electronics bag, one sweatshirt, a pair of shoes, underwear, a liquids toiletries bag, a pair of vesties, women's size 11, 2 of my scuba socks, my other toiletries bag filled with stuff, and my travel tripod. And this is how the bag is going to close. Make sure nothing's in the way and you simply press and press. But let's go ahead and overpack it to see if it makes it difficult. Let's try 2 sweaters. You can clearly see that this side is bigger than this side. Let's try this. We did it. Whew. All right, let's switch it over. But I'm kind of scared to open it. It's gonna like pop or something. Oh, oh, and this is actually not opening right now. Uh-oh. What's going on? Oh, okay. Okay, that was a little scary. Maybe you don't want to overpack this one. The key is to just try to get all of the same items in the bag. You guys see how much more open space I have right here. That scarf here, that scarf here. Now this cube, I can already tell, just due to width, I have to squish it in just a little bit more. This one right here, this belt, and we had the sunglasses. So that side is good. Moving on to this side, the sweatshirt, scuba socks here, tripod, vesties, toiletry bag, the liquid toiletries. Now I do have to get a little bit more creative on the side. I'm gonna have to lay these kind of flat, the underwear there, and put that there. Close this. So I'm gonna put my weight on it again, and then press it and push it down, press it and push it down. That actually closed pretty easily considering this bag is smaller. Now let's put the sweaters in and overpack. This is it by itself. Wish me luck. I was able to overpack this one too. So let me open this one back up because remember, it was a little bit harder with the July. So press, oh God. Okay, and now this one's having a little bit of a problem. Come on. See, because you kind of have to, guys, whoever asked me to overpack this, I'm just mad at you now. I'm never doing that again. And I just went to unpack it and I realized I forgot the electronics. Come on. Oh, all right, the July can fit more. All right, guys, so there you have it. You officially made me sweat during a video having to overpack. I'm never doing that again. So what are your final thoughts? Which one are you preferring? Which one has the better features in your opinion? Does the July have enough reasons for you to pay more money? Or would you rather have the Monos because it is a little bit cheaper, even though it doesn't fit as much? And honestly, what did we learn? Don't overpack either of them. I almost couldn't open them. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're subscribed to the channel. If not, click on that button down below so that you can travel often and pack well like I do. All right, I gotta go outside and cool off. Oh my God. Whew.